Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Fibromyalgia Impact Tour. We are doing a virtual meetup in New York with our good friend Tony from Change MS. We're excited to be on the tour with him, and this is the Fibromyalgia Impact Tour where we highlight amazing advocates around the world that are making an impact in your community. So we're happy to bring you this broadcast. I'm Melissa Talwar from the Support Fibromyalgia Network, and I'm joined with my co-host Estella from Looms for Lupus. Estella, give us a shout out and introduce yourself.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday, and good afternoon to those looking or watching us in the East Coast, and good morning to everyone here in the West Coast. I am Estella Mata. I'm one of the co-founders of Looms for Lupus, a nonprofit organization that supports those living with lupus and overlapping conditions such as fibromyalgia and their loved ones and caregivers. So we're just excited to be here and learn and connect. And like you said, Melissa, this is about highlighting other people, and we're just excited to hear more and learn more from Tony this morning.
And if you're tuning in live, please let us know where you're watching from. This is going to be a great topic. We're going to get into a lot of different areas of Walsh Warrior, nutrition, Italian food, and of course, MS awareness, which I'm excited to bring you. So Tony is the founder and president of Change MS Wellness Foundation. He has learned to thrive with MS and is a fellow Walsh Warrior. So shout out to all our Walsh Warriors out there. I had a chance to meet Tony in Iowa. I was blown away. He was speaking at the event the first time I saw him, and just such an inspirational story that we got to connect with other Walsh Warriors. So I'm glad he's able to join us today. Tony, thank you so much. Welcome to the tour. One of the highlights of this experience is being able to talk to other advocates making an impact. So let's get started with a little bit about your health journey, and then please talk about what inspired you to start Change MS.
Good morning. Good morning, ladies. Thank you for having me. My story could be potentially a long one. How long do we have?
Well, we try to condense everything into an hour so we can upload it to Instagram. But I mean, we can chop it up if you need to, if you need more time.
Officially diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 2011. My symptoms started way before that, though, looking back. And I tend not to share too much of the bad times, which I'm getting a little bit better at. It did take me a very long time to go to the doctors. One of the questions you guys sent me is how to get like more men involved, and I think that's probably why MS is predominantly higher rates in women than men, because we just don't want to go to the doctor. It took me 3 years just to go to the doctors to begin the testing to get tested. By then, I was severely numb from the neck down. I did not have any more use of my hands. My right hand was way more number than my left. Couldn't put my socks on, start my car, fatigue, depression, brain fog, you name it, things that we know now what to call them. We didn't really know. We don't know what we're going through when we're going through it until we start peeling back the layers of the onion. I was able to regain a lot of what I lost. I am about 95% symptom free. I do still have some numbness and tingling in my hands and feet, but other than that, everything is almost 100%. For me, brain fog, fatigue, and mood were some of the first things to bounce back. The physical aspects, the numbness in my legs, the tightness in my midsection, my hands and feet all kind of came back over time. That did take a longer duration of time. Change MS kind of got started because I was kind of caught off guard with the whole process. I didn't really appreciate the diagnose and adios approach. For me, there was like no information. There was no education. There was nothing other than I was sent home with 3 binders full of medications. It was up to me to choose what I wanted to take. And it just kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. I didn't know. I knew one individual that had MS, and I kind of reached out to her to kind of learn a little bit more. I didn't know much about it at all. So Change MS was formed actually 2 years after I was diagnosed to try to implement more of, our main mission is to empower anybody with MS or affected by MS. And our main objectives are to support, educate, and advocate. We do promote just being proactive in your care. We're not anti-med or anti-doc. That was a huge misconception that I went through just because I chose to stay off medications. I never really got mad at MS. I was more mad at myself for not applying what I was learning, knowing how much of an impact that really made in my life. So there was a lot of back and forth with me, and being in the pizza business, growing up, family traditions and all those things kind of had to go by the wayside because I felt like I hit my wall. Like that was it. MS, a lot of people think I'm out of my mind for saying it was my wake up call. It was my blessing, and it really saved my life. But if you get deeper into my story, you understand why. At that time too, I was 500 pounds. I'm down about 160 to date, and I still want to learn. I still want to apply. I still want to change things in my life to make not just myself better, but the people around me better as well.
Well, we appreciate everything that you're doing and sharing such a story. And I know I was inspired and had a lot of questions for you on how you persevered through all of this, especially with the nutrition and then building a organization, a nonprofit organization. Because I think when I met you, I was a year into Support Fibro. So I was like, how are you handling all of this and creating those programs?
Yeah, it's still a work in progress. We weren't I didn't know what I was doing. I still probably don't know what I'm doing. We weren't super organized, but our message is loud and clear. And now, we're actually working with area specialists to implement symptom and disease management strategies, not just here's your script, let's see what happens, but let's take an active role in our care. If MS and autoimmune, the only thing everybody agrees on is that they're related to inflammation. What are we doing to combat that inflammation? What are we doing to take the logs off the fire? What are we doing to make ourselves feel better? And a lot of people don't realize the close connection between food and inflammation and how to kind of to reverse it or back it up. I'll always have MS. Dr. Walls will always have MS, but are we in better control? Can we take an active role in our own care? And I think the proof is in the pudding. There's a lot of people out there that are really taking their health back just by changing their diet. And really, it's all about quality of life.
Exactly. And I mean, this is part of this tour of conversation. And I know people ask me, well, you're interviewing other advocates that don't necessarily have fibromyalgia, but we're so connected. And we learned about like functional medicine and root cause type of medicine,
Yep.
that this connection, nutrition, we can all work together. And then also as organizations, we can have these conversations. So you're noticing the needs in your community and how we can service. So I know with Estella, she'll ask some of this too, because she's instilled some of the support groups and all of this. And we've been talking to other organizations in South Carolina, Louisiana. What are you seeing? So I'll let Estella ask about the services as well.
Yes. But before I ask about the services, I want people to know, whoever is watching, that we are going to have some giveaways. So there's going to be fun giveaways. So please pay close attention. Yes. We have those cookbooks. Yes. So please pay close attention to what we're talking about, specifically what Tony's talking about. Focus on what he says, because there are going to be a couple of questions, and you guys can win some of those cookbooks. So yes, definitely. I think, we saw that you have so many wellness programs, support groups, you host events, you do so much. Can you share more about the services that your organization provides and what led you to create them?
We're not too much of a service-based organization. We slowly transition more into kind of advocacy, raising awareness on what multiple sclerosis is. Our area is one of the second highest in the world of the rates of MS. So we just really wanted to really spread the word and open people's minds and try to bring up the conversation of what else can we do? What else can we do? So a lot of our programs are all wellness based. We do like to focus on nutrition. I don't like to say the word diet anymore. Movement. I don't like to say exercise, because you don't have to be intimidated by going to the gym. Any type of movement, super beneficial. Stress reduction, number one, inflammatory, toughest thing probably to control. We like to focus on that. Sleep quality, super important for detoxification and repair. And really probably the most important thing, and the thing that I continue to work on every day, is kind of like self-love and acceptance. If you read between the lines of the Walsh book, it's kind of all full circle. It's mind, body, spirit. It is, it does, you have to read it a few times to kind of understand. You want to improve your self-talk. You want to not kind of dwell in what we're labeled with, but really become a little bit more mindful. I was so reckless in my past life, and it's constantly kind of old me versus new me, and over time, new me is kicking old me's ass. So it's okay, but it's kind of it's a work. You got to work at it every day. It's not going to be a quick fix, but I think the more you understand, the easier it is to apply. The more you understand, the better it is to apply. The easier it is to apply is when you start feeling the actual results. A lot of people that I do work with have noticed improved energy, better function. They may decrease their need for certain side effect medications, and that's never our intent. But if I work with your doctor and we're all in constant communication, and you're putting your own individual pieces of your puzzle together, because we're all different. And to me, we all have the onset to illness is different in all of us. There's so many different cofactors that go into a diagnosis that it could be work to put your pieces of the puzzle together. But I think it's very important. I think one of the biggest tools that we have is an elimination diet, because you can actually feel what we're going through. You could feel the improvements. You could feel how food may affect you. And you may have not have known you had an issue with those types of foods until you get rid of them. And then when you reintroduce them and those symptoms first come back. So I always tell people, beware of feeling too good, because when I felt great, I always had the fat kid mentality where I deserved to cheat, and I would always cheat myself into a flare. So there's always a direct correlation with me that, wheat and stress was not a good fit for me. So that we try to implement all things that include anything wellness related. And it's very important to start with that self-love and acceptance, because to me, the whole experience of being diagnosed and kind of shooed away is kind of heartbreaking. And if your doctors don't tell you the importance of food, I think they're doing a disservice to any patient of any chronic illness, because a lot of people are just sick and tired of being sick and tired and keep going back. And the only thing they're really getting is a new medication to try or to start. And then they might need a side effect medication for that medication. And the list just goes on and on and on. But if you start taking the logs off the fire, you might not, you would need your main medication. That's fine. But you might not need the rest of them. And then you might start even feeling better. And then slowly but surely, you're on the wellness train doing interviews to people from across the world. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's amazing to see that you kind of take control. And I love that you said that, like, you have to accept, one, your diagnosis. And you can't allow this diagnosis to define what you're going to do, what you can do, and or fall into all the medications that you're taking, and how this is not about being anti anything.
Right.
Working with your care team is one of the things that we always empower everyone to do. So I like the fact that you also changed a couple of the words that sometimes scare us, right? The diet, you can't eat this. Well, why don't we talk about, what we can do, what we can control? And I think taking charge and taking control and initiative as to what can help us stop doing what triggers us, and work together with the care team, and include these alternative methods that are not always presented to us by our regular providers. And
Right.
doing the homework and raising the awareness that you are doing, what Melissa's doing, I think is the beginning of, and I think collaborating and hearing that it's not just going to be for, a specific condition or specific group of people, but overall for everyone and for everyone's wellness. So I think that was one of the things that I took away with this, and it's really inspiring, and it's great that you're able to just talk about this and how much it has helped you, and hopefully inspire and empower others to take this initiative.
I appreciate that. No, it can be scary, but a lot of people I think are too focused on what they have to give up. If you tell somebody they can't have gluten, dairy, and sugar, that's their main staples. That's all we know. That's all we ever grew up with. That's all. Nobody really gets up and focuses on what nutrients they need for the day, how much water they need for the day. A lot of, we're so busy. It's a grab and go society, fast foods and coffees and sugary drinks, and we need an energy boost. And we need, is it really a mystery why we're all falling apart? Like there's just so much that goes into these things. And when you really start to nurture our temple, my whole way of thought, if I didn't go through it, I'd probably think you're nuts, but I can't tell you the drastic change just in energy and mood. And I never liked using the D word. Depression was new for me. I didn't know what I was going through at the time. Like it got pretty dark. So to be able to change that in itself was great. And then to improve your physical symptoms, great. Not everybody's going to have the same results, but I've seen people really improve the way they think about themselves and the way that they do love themselves. And I've seen people, maybe, we're not all going to be running marathons, but maybe your energy improves. Maybe your brain fog improves. Maybe instead of manually having to move your legs, you can move them on your own now, but you still might need a wheelchair. I think there's just so many misconceptions that, oh, it's just diet. Diet's not going to save you. It's not going to cure anything. I agree. But everything clumped together, it might help you significantly improve your quality of life. And I would encourage you and plead desperately, just try it. What's it going to hurt? It's only going to help you.
Well, and you can always return back if you really wanted to. But I think we've seen from all of the conferences with Dr. Walls and everyone we're around, the true transition and changes that happen. And we embrace all that multifactorial changes together. And I do want to mention something. I just caught my attention in one of the comments. Someone posted, I take more meds than foods. And so we've all been there in that struggle. I mean, fibromyalgia, it happens all the time. Like, we're just handed a lot more medications. We aren't told necessarily to work on our diet just change the nutrition part of it. But even I love the changes with nutrition and movement. So I appreciate all this information. And
how significantly have you improved just from symptom-wise by changing some things?
Oh, I mean, I got my brain back. I got inspired by Dr. Walls and used the protocol in the book before I even knew that there was a community behind it. And it worked because I was just wheelchair bound. And the last thing he said to me was, you're not long for this world. So I didn't know how much time I had left, but these changes all worked. And then I found our tribe as Walls Warriors, and Dr. Walls she goes all in, and that's what she asks us to do. 100%.
She's a special human. I know she's tough. She's like 95%. It's not 100. I'm like, man, she makes you think. She makes you think a lot. And I think when I first met her in 2015, she's like, I understand you want to help everybody, but you can't help everybody until you help yourself. And I was not applying. I wanted everybody else to learn what I've learned, even though I wasn't applying it at the time. And now it's come full circle. I'm fully applying everything. Feel better than I ever felt. I do still struggle with quality control. You can't really put a container of berries in front of me and expect me to eat a quarter of it. They'll probably all be gone. But sugar's sugar, and we have to kind of, things that might be good for us might not potentially be good for you. I also had to change my diet a few times. I think people need to really understand the Walsh Protocol was specific to her needs, and then we all have different needs. It's very individualized per person, what we can tolerate, what we can't, but it's really a good place to start. And the way she breaks it down, you really can't beat it. There's so many different stages of the protocol. I myself try to live in level 2, and I'll bounce into level 3 a few times a year. Around the holidays, I'll go back to level 1, and then I even get too comfortable there, and I got to kick my ass back into gear. Excuse my language.
I don't have a beep, but yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, I think we're all like, and this is why we have these conversations too, because we can go through the levels, and I appreciate all her science and work and what she's done for us.
Yes. Yeah. Both of you guys are Walsh Protocol warriors, or what do you call yourselves? Walsh warriors, or?
Walsh warriors. You're yet to be one, so get excited.
I am excited.
We're going to convert you too.
I know, we have our t-shirts.
I do.
Yeah. So this Walsh Protocol, it's something that you guys follow and then kind of customize it to your needs. Is that what this is?
It gives you a couple different starting points, but it's important to know that we have to respect our bio-individuality. We're all different. We don't know what's going on internally until we address those issues. We don't know much until we dive in. So she kind of breaks it down into like a beginner, intermediate, advanced, just to get people going and having the conversations going down that path, which is cool. She was a vegetarian. She had to start incorporating meats. She was in a tilt recline wheelchair. She happened to get herself out. She never denies any of the treatments she had. There's a lot of people that throw shade and hate towards the work that she's doing, but that's because you're just sitting there not doing much of anything but passing judgment on somebody you have no idea what they've been through. So I think you really need to be mindful that, look at us, a lot of people would walk right by us or not understand that we actually have a label. We have a diagnosis. We have an illness. One of our awareness events was a masquerade ball, but because MS is invisible, you never know who's going through what. You don't know who's wearing what mask, but we didn't encourage you to wear the mask because we don't want you to hide behind that label. We want you to be able to talk about your feelings and talk about new things. You're not alone anymore, basically, because it could be very lonely in that doctor's office when they're just sitting there drilling things into your head that necessarily might not be that true. And, I was told not to go outside, not to work out, not to watch my diet. I did the exact opposite. And, I was told I'd be in a wheelchair just because I denied the medications, and I'm not against them. I understand how they work. I still read tons of research papers on all the new ones. I would never advise anybody that they do not need their medication. I'm really just trying to instill taking an active role in your care. Understand the inflammatory response, the inflammatory process, and how bettering your conditions can help overall everything. It's a crazy ride, but it's actually well worth it.
It's worthwhile to give it a try, these lifestyle and behavior changes to implement into your life. So that's why I get excited when I bring on other Walsh warriors, because they get it. We've done it. We've done the work. We get it.
Not easy.
No, it's not easy. I mean, it said you were interviewed in multiple like magazines and interviews. I mean, I have one here too. It says former pizza guy knocked out like multiple sclerosis with lifestyle changes. So I'm sure that temptation of family business and that pressure, like, how did you go through that? Was your family supportive? What happened?
Half my family was supportive. The other half, they didn't get it. And it took me a while to understand that not everybody's going to get it. My now girlfriend and my mother have been probably my biggest supporters. Man.
Well, I'm glad you have
I
your
want to get
girlfriend
emotional.
and mom to support, because we talk about this a lot coming from Estella and Juana working together, and we miss you, Juana.
I
She's
want
watching. She's watching.
So they're sisters that started the organization, and I'll let Estella talk a little bit about it and family, how important it is.
Yes, definitely. I think the three things that you were talking about, Tony, was empower, raising awareness, and advocating. And those three things are something that we need to all take charge of, because we didn't know what lupus was. My sister almost lost her life to lupus. And we were just so lucky that I worked in the healthcare industry and I kind of knew what it was. And I like to research and search for things. So that helped me understand a little bit, but it also scared me. So I understand what you mean by some people will get it, some people will not. We decided to try and understand it. So learning about it was, scary, but yet something we needed to do. And educating our family was another thing that we wanted to do. And there are so many people that don't have that mother, that girlfriend, that boyfriend, that friend, that sister, or anyone. So it's so important to know that we do, some of us that do have those people, it doesn't mean they're always supportive, but educating them on what we're going through or what it is or what our conditions are will help shine the light on a little bit of what we go through. Not everything, because we don't always talk about the depression and everything else and the stuff that we hide inside. But I think it's good to let everyone know that you are not alone. So even if you don't have those people supporting you, we are here for you. We are different communities coming together to shine the light on these different things that you can actually take charge of. We may not remove your illness or your condition or your diagnosis, but we can most definitely be there for you and support you. So Tony, it's okay to get emotional. I think this is why we love this, is we know that you are doing this because you care, because you know how impactful it is, and you want to help others because you needed that help. And I think that's what a true advocate is that individual that learns what it is that we need to do to overcome or empower ourselves to continue living despite of any condition, and empowering others to do so and teaching them the tools that have helped you regain your life. So yes, we love pizza, but we could probably make it a little different way, right? We can have that. What is it? My sister made me try last time, the cauliflower crust. Not the best,
No.
but we tried it, right?
Yeah, good.
So I think it's good. Okay to feel emotional. It's okay to have those feelings, because guess what? We are human after all.
Well, and we have a shout out for you, Tony. It says from Tim. So yes, Tim, you are watching live, and we see your comments. It's like,
Thanks,
Tony,
Tim.
full respect.
Thank
Keep
you.
fighting for the cause. And we have Emmett. That's right. Don't hide who you are. So, I mean, it's great to have, and we definitely want to get Juana. I want to join the Walsh Protocol.
Heck yeah. Let's do it.
So we have all these great comments, and you're inspiring so many people. So let's keep the inspiration going. We have a slide deck we prepared so you can kind of go over some of the work that Change MS has been doing.
Sure.
Let's switch over to that. And I'm also excited about the giveaway soon.
Mm-hmm.
So empower, support, educate, and advocate. So take it away.
Yes. Those are our main objectives, and that's really what we strive to really shine the light on taking your power back, and really, like she just said, really understanding you're not alone. You're not alone. There's so many people with multiple sclerosis, tons more with tons of different autoimmune conditions. I like the fact that you guys vibe with everybody and try to get everybody on the same page. Community, I think V said it best. There's nothing better than community, and knowing that there's others out there that are just like you. That and it's very important to pull. There's strength in numbers, but it's also important to implement what we do learn and what we choose to try. I mean, it can get also upsetting or sad if you do try to implement these things or offer a class and they're free and nobody shows up. There's just a lot of different emotions that you go through, but you learn that you can't chase. You know, you plant a seed, doesn't mean that you have to water it. And I just think the more you apply, the better you're going to uncover and learn so much about yourself. And you just really need to stick with it and don't be shy. You kind of got to unlearn, relearn, and really get to know yourself maybe for the very first time. There's a lot of layers to go through, but they're not that intimidating once you go through them. Oh, cool. Yeah, we have raised, we're going to be 6 years old this year. We've touched on all our goals. We do educational classes. We do wellness challenges every month. They're not just MS specific. They're for anybody that's trying to clean up their lifestyles. We've donated to Walsh research. We've donated to local research at a couple MS centers. There's 2 top MS centers that are ranked in the country in Western New York. We did help facilitate Dr. Walsh coming to Buffalo. We've had 350 people at that conference. She was here to speak. The wellness, the balls that we've had. We also had a summertime party called the Orange Affair. That was a good fundraiser for us too.
Okay, and then you also, I love this picture too.
Yeah. So orange is our color of awareness. The 1st of March, I contact everybody and ask them to kindly light up their buildings or landmarks. That's Niagara Falls. Those are other couple landmarks here in Buffalo. Hotel Curtis, there's always a strong supporter. The Peace Bridge, the Electrical Tower, Roswell Park's Cancer Institute, and they all gladly jump on board and light up the night orange. So on the 1st of March and on May 25th is World MS Day. We'll do the same for that, really just to kind of raise awareness, spread the message, not just of what MS is, but how to really be proactive in your care.
Oh, that's fantastic. I didn't realize May 25th was another special day. So.
Yeah, World MS Day. So buildings and landmarks across the world do the same thing, but orchestrating it can be a task, but it's well worth it. And seeing the falls orange is pretty powerful sight. It's pretty cool.
It is, and it's so amazing you're actually changing MS, which is what the name of your organization is, because I think a lot of people don't know what it is, and just changing the fact that you don't have to just let it be you or consume you and take charge. So I love all this. I love all the orange. When I saw this this slide, it just literally blew my mind, because I thought, how did he do all of this?
So a lot of emails, a lot of phone calls, a lot of just being a pain in the ass in the community, but it's all worth it in the end, just because we've given MS more of an identity. We do work now closely with other organizations. We're just trying to, like you guys, pull everybody together to kind of be on the same page, not leave anybody behind.
Yeah,
well, that's what we love to do here too. So
yeah, it's so amazing. There are so many people that are making so many comments, and it's just amazing. I can't even keep up I'm listening to you, looking at these amazing pictures, and there are so many people that are, again, from different walks of life. Some people, my sister has lupus, fibromyalgia. We have so many people that are just uplifted and inspired by everything that you're doing, and talking about the different, types of things that they can do with their food intake and stuff like that. So it's pretty awesome to see all these comments and to see everything that you're doing. So I'm taking it all in. So I'm going to learn about the Walsh Protocol.
Yeah, I actually went back to school for functional nutrition, and I became Walsh certified. So any questions, and I've been known to be a little bit of a tough lover. So empathy I have, sympathy not so much. So you can come up to, I was my worst, I was my, what do I like to say, I was my own worst enemy longer than I've been my best friend. So I get the struggles, I understand it. But I do like to crack the whip a little bit. I'm not going to be too lenient, but I don't want to be too mean either.
Well, we have Emmett connecting with you. So we'll have to make sure you get connected with Emmett and Dion. So they have the Lupus Dream Team. They want to spotlight, bring you on for MS awareness. So shout out to
that. Let's do it.
Yes, and you have Tim. You're inspiring him too, I guess. Try and turn on. I guess he said the Liverpool Football Club or something like that with the colors. So this is great. It's amazing, and it's very inspiring to see everything that you have been doing. With Change MS, and now you're going on your 6th.
Hey, Dr. Waldman, that's David.
Oh wow! Okay.
All right, brother.
I'm telling you, all these people that you're bringing, I am so excited. I feel like, oh my gosh, this is amazing to have so many people actually come on. And yes, I'm looking at, again, all these comments and all the colors. Yeah, there's a lot of colors that go across many diseases. So orange, it's so interesting because Lupus LA uses orange for lupus, and lupus, and I think in another country also uses orange. We use purple here. So it's so interesting that everything crosses over. But I think, again, what Melissa's doing is combining all of these, connecting all these communities, because at the end of the day, we are in this together. And if we could support one another, I think that's what the amazing thing is. So it's so amazing to see, again, all these comments. But now that we're going to get to the giveaways.
Hey, Dr.
Wait, not yet.
Keep focusing before we get to keep focusing.
That was
a lot of things that you're saying are very important for us right now.
Yes. That was the weekend that Dr. Walsh came to Buffalo. We took her. She wanted to go see Niagara Falls. So I got the privilege to spend most of the weekend with her. It's pretty cool that a lady that you just happened to stumble upon her story in 2012, and I credit her to saving my life. So the more we spread this message, I don't think we could ever repay that debt to her. She is a special lady. She's a real rock star. She's a warrior.
Oh, and she has pushed and persevered. I mean, I'm so inspired by the work that she helped to do, and now she funds she started funding her own research. She found money to do that, and she publishing. So it's for all of us in lupus, fibromyalgia. It's like we can do these things, and we need to push for these changes. If we're not happy with what's going on in our community, let's push and make the changes together. That's
where the name kind of stemmed from, Change MS. We got to change our perspective on everything almost. In any condition, you could apply the same rules. We don't want to just be another statistic or another number. Let's be an opposite statistic. Let's be a positive statistic.
Well, and here, this is Estella's favorite part. So, okay. We're gonna go into the giveaway, but first I want you to talk and share about the giveaway because it's such a special connection and story to hear about it.
Yes, so that's my mom, who a lot of people thought that was my girlfriend even growing up. That's my girlfriend Kristen, my mom Patricia, and that's V. That's the paleo boss lady. We had her here as a keynote. Actually, my girlfriend and my mom organized a fundraiser to pay for a flight for her, and she was a keynote speaker at our event. Another rock star, another warrior. She's an amazing lady. My mom, our first edition cookbook has over 150 recipes, and what's cool about this book is that a lot of MS warriors submitted recipes, and they were from all over the state, including V and Dr. Walls. So they have recipes in here. And it includes entrees, smoothies, desserts, a little bit of everything. The new edition is all desserts. They're not necessarily Walls compliant, but if you need that if you got a little bit of a sweet tooth like I had, I was definitely addicted to sugar and probably still am. The more lax I get, the more those cravings come back. So it's going to take a little bit of work every day to get it. My girlfriend gifted my mom her own website for Mother's Day, moms-story.com. She posts some really good content on a lot of things that we've learned throughout our journey. My girlfriend is also like master Reiki healer. She's getting certified in yoga at the moment. She's into all things wellness and really brings the mindfulness perspective to our classes in our group. And she's definitely a good part of the backbone of our organization.
Powerhouse team right there. A team of
That
superheroes.
That is a great team. It takes a team, you gotta, but so, like you said, sometimes you don't have that team. So we want to be there to pick up that slack. So you're not alone.
Well, I'm going to let Estella have the honor of this because she was so excited. So,
yes.
Drum roll.
Excited. I am excited. You know what's so amazing is I follow Dr. Walsh, and a lot of the things that you say, it's basically what she does. You could catch her on swimming, right? Mm-hmm. She could be gardening, she could be cooking. And I think taking charge is so important. And you talked about a couple of things. So for the giveaway, I think you're giving away two cookbooks, right?
Yes, or however many you need.
So the first one, I'll ask one of the questions, and I'll let Melissa ask the second question. So the first question is, what? Let's see. Now I don't even know. I had so many questions. How many years has Change MS been in fruition, or has been, working with the communities? So this year, you guys are, it's your birthday. So we want to see how many years has it been, or will it be this year, that Change MS has been. Oh, look, Lupus spoons. 6 years. She was paying attention.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yep. So it's going to be 6 years that you are making that change and that you are changing lives. So it's incredible. So look, yeah, Dr. Waldman just answered, but okay. So Lupus got the first one. Do you want to ask the second question, Melissa?
Oh, and Tim just responded. So maybe we can give Tim the book. Tim, because he said he loves desserts up above. So maybe he needs to have some ideas and can brainstorm. I'm excited with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very important to get things that make you feel quote unquote normal. It's okay to indulge on things that are cleaner. So all these are soy-free, grain-free, dairy-free, gluten-free. You would never ever know. Like they taste really good. And I'm not just saying that because it's my mama, but they're really, really delicious. I'm gonna send you guys a copy too.
Oh, that would be amazing. I mean, I know we'll dig in. So of being a better cook, I think this also, if you ever need ideas for shows, you and your mom should do a cooking show sometimes through Change MS.
Everybody's been saying that, and I think we're going to have to make that happen in the near future. Well,
if you need ideas through StreamYard, we'd be happy to help you out because this is great. It is. So Lupus Spoon said, Tony is so inspiring. So we are all inspired this morning and this afternoon. Thank you so much for this journey with us. And before we close out, where can we find you on social media?
You can shoot me an email at changems.org is our website. Moms-story. You could find us there. My girlfriend's website as well, 716health.com. You could like our social media pages, Change MS, Tony Ferro and Friends on Instagram and Facebook. we're all over the place. If anybody wants to get in touch with me, they can contact you guys. I'd be happy to talk to anyone at any time about anything. So don't hesitate. Don't hesitate to reach out.
Well, and I see that there's planning on some cooking shows, I guess, before all the pandemic. So we'll have to. You have me like so intrigued.
Yeah.
But if you need to transfer it virtual, like, you know, the nerd support team over here is like willing to help, because
Much appreciated.
I'll try not to get distracted though with all the cooking. So it'd be fun. And you're speaking at the Walsh seminar, right? In the summer?
April, I believe we're doing an interview in April. So it'll be a virtual interview going over kind of the same things. I'll be a Walsh warrior for life. So I do love sharing my story and trying to really light that fire under someone's butt to make the changes needed. And I'm going to come after you. It's time. It's go time.
Oh, no.
Stella, let's do it.
Yes. You know what? And it's there's a lot of autoimmune and pain in my family. So I think we're ready to take charge. And, you know, even though the tacos could be amazing, I'm sure we can find a healthier way to make them better. You know, we do transition every now and then, but we haven't committed 100%. But I think, you know, you're inspiring us to make a little bit of change. You know, you don't have to go cold turkey and leave everything. I think a little bit at a time, you know, will help us transition. And again, you know, when
take that first step. Take that first step. If all three are too intimidating, start with one. You know, I think if you can get rid of those three things for 30 days just to see how it really impacts you, and then have it might change your mind on what you're doing.
Yes. Well, you are inspiring. Thank you again for everything that you have shared, for everything that you are doing for our different communities. And, you know, I'm just excited to, you know, hopefully get that book and continue learning and connecting with you. And I'm going to start following some of those, the Walsh Protocol. We'll see how that goes. I'll keep you guys posted.
We're going to be doing, I know since COVID, we've done, I think, 6 different wellness challenges. We ask you to clean up your lifestyle for 30 days, and including meditation, including mindfulness, including movement, including stress reduction. And the results have been super humbling to see people's feedback, and people you would never have thought would try or do it are doing it, and they're really feeling a difference. So it's pretty cool.
That's another thing that I love, is that you incorporate all of those things. When we started our support group about 10 years ago, we thought of those things too, but it wasn't like in back then, right? People would look at us and be like, what do you mean you're knitting? What do you mean you're doing art stuff? What do you mean you're doing mindfulness? What do you mean? What's this breathing stuff? And we're like, well, this is all going to help you, like mindfulness and breathing techniques. But people didn't really understand that. And
they still don't.
Yeah.
They still don't. So
exactly.
It's good that you guys are doing what you're doing. Keep doing it. Even if you're talking to yourself, somebody's going to hear you.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, just keep doing it.
It only takes one. Each one teach one. So it's all good.
Right. Well, thank you again. It's just amazing to see everything that you're doing. And thank you. And Melissa, thank you for shining the light on Tony and everything that he's doing. You know, no one, like I keep saying every time we're on, no one has done what you are doing, Melissa. And it is amazing to see that one person was able to connect and shine the light on so many other organizations. And we're traveling virtually. So we're in New York today. You know, we'll see where we're at next time.
I love it. Keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate you guys so much.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We will see you next. Actually, we have a special presentation. So Wednesday and Friday next week. See you later. Bye.
Cool. Bye.